Good morning, Team Big Dogs, and everybody that is watching this video this morning. I'm Kayla Schneider, and I'm so excited to bring to you your Daily Spark. Now, today represents day number 1 of a brand new pay period. We just got done wrapping up an amazing 3-week pay period. And I know that I can speak on behalf of many, many champions that last night lives were changed, lives were impacted, value was added, and it was an amazing, monumental pay period. Now, however, I can also speak on personal experience for those of you who may have woke up this morning feeling a little bit discouraged. You're thinking to yourself, my goodness, it was 3 weeks long. We had an extra pay period or an extra week. I didn't quite meet my pay period goals. Things didn't go quite like I thought they would. People that said they would purchase a challenge never did. And I just want to bring a message to you this morning to encourage you, but more than ever to speak on the power of perseverance and never quitting. I want to give everybody a realistic expectation of what it's going to take for you to build this business. And more importantly, how long it's going to be or how long it's going to take in order for you to be successful. I want you to think about just about anything in life, whether it's starting a new career, going out for the basketball team, or whatever it is. You have to understand that just like those things, network marketing and building a business here in Advocare is no different. It's a process. It's going to take time. So when I made the decision, my goodness, many, many years ago, that I was going to pursue a career in tax and that I was going to go on and get my CPA license, I knew that it wasn't something that I was just going to sign up and the next day, boom, they've instantly given my license and now I'm free to practice. Unfortunately, it didn't happen quite that way. I first had to enroll in college. I had to get my degree, so I pursued business. And then after my business degree and spending 4 years down in the great state of Alabama to get my schooling, I moved back to Denver, spent another full year in a master's program, full-time going to school to get my master's in tax. Now, that gave me a very strong foundation to be able to set up my career in tax and being able to practice. But what it still didn't give me was my CPA license. And so what followed after 6 years of schooling was about another 18 months spent studying and taking exams to officially receive my CPA license. Now, because Colorado is interesting, even after all the schooling, passing all your exams, they still don't give you a CPA license. Yes, I did all of this. It was crazy thinking about it. But then I had to practice for a certain number of hours before they would give me my CPA license. And so kind of the moral of the story is, in order for me to have been successful in that particular career, I needed to be willing to devote plenty of time and education and effort into being able to make that career. No different with your children that are going out for the soccer team. They don't just instantly wake up one day and say, hey, mom and dad, I want to play varsity soccer. Usually behind the scenes, there's a lot of time and there's a lot of effort put into practicing and playing games and doing one-on-one practices and skill sets with coaches. And in Advocare, it really is no different. It's really important that in order for you to have success, know that it's going to take a lot of personal and it's going to take a lot of professional growth. I spoke about this on a call that I did just the other night, that Kayla Schneider 3.5 years ago when she came into Advocare is a much different person than who she is today. And that's because it took a lot of personal growth and a lot of development. So make sure that you are giving yourself enough time to be able to truly develop into the person that you need to be in order to be successful here in Advocare. Remember, it's going to take time for you to develop the talent, for you to be able to package your story, to be able to host a successful mixer where people actually show up. It's going to take you time before you're comfortable enough to be able to talk to strangers. And that's the beauty of Advocare. That's kind of the beauty of this process in building a business. And my encouragement is all of you is to give it at least 3 to 5 good years, because I can assure you that back in my professional journey, had I quit immediately when things got tough or when that class didn't go the way that I wanted it to, or I ended up getting slated with a professor that we just didn't see eye to eye on, we just knew it was going to be tough, I wouldn't have been able to continue my journey and be a licensed CPA tax accountant today. Fortunately, I don't have to use it anymore. But I want you to give yourself some grace, but more than anything, give your business time to grow. Now, we live in the beautiful state of Colorado, and it's starting to get chilly here. And so I was thinking the other day how AdvoCare and building our business is so similar to pushing a snowball or rolling a snowball uphill. So I kind of was writing down some analogies. So I kind of want to reiterate to you guys, in my mind, a picture of how I feel when we started building our business three and a half years ago. See, 3.5 years ago when we started, we were starting at the very bottom of the mountain. We didn't have a snowball just yet. It slowly began to build as we started to use product and we started to develop our story. And then more importantly, as we started to get more and more challengers to come on board to help them reach their health and wellness goals. So our snowball slowly started to grow. But as I continued and Rob and I continued to share this business and the products and the opportunity with others, and we started to push that snowball up the mountain, what we started to find is that it slowly started to build in size. However, there were definitely times when we were climbing this mountain to success when I felt like, oh my goodness, I am exerting so much energy. I am just spending way more hours. Sometimes I feel like I'm putting in more work than I'm getting paid, and I just really don't know if I could do this. And there was a moment where I just wanted to quit. But the truth was the momentum from that snowball that we had built, that we had been pushing up the mountain, had I quit or stood still for too long, it was going to eventually roll back down the mountain and crush me. And so I knew I only really had one choice, and that was to continue up the hike of that mountain, pushing my snowball so that I would eventually get to the very top of that mountain. Now, what's really awesome is when you finally have amassed the snowball that is so large, you have a large following of people that have joined forces with you and joined arms with you, and you eventually get to the very top of that mountain, something really neat happens. And you can slowly push that snowball over the side of the mountain and let it soar down, just like back in the day when we were kids flying down the sledding mountain. You can just let it flow without any care in the world. And that's because when you have built this business to a certain size, the power of duplication starts to take a hold. And not only have you helped raise up other snowballs in your organization, but they have now been able to take everything that they've learned from you and start to generate their own momentum and their own snowball. So remember that in this business, it's not always about you, but it's about those people that you bring alongside of you. And the thing is that you don't ever know what they're going to do or who they're going to introduce you to. And what's so amazing is once you get to the very top of that mountain, you are going to start earning more money than you could have ever imagined in your life. You are going to start to free up a ton of different time debt that you had before that you don't have anymore. And that is really when exciting things start to happen in AdvoCare. And so my encouragement to all of you guys is to continue this race at your pace. Just don't ever quit. I promise you that the view when you get to the top of the mountain is going to absolutely be worth it. And know that your leadership and your mentors are there to help you any way that you can. So I just want you to feel encouraged on this Wednesday morning and know that we are all rooting for you. And we can't wait to see you at the top of the mountain. Have a great day.